Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is what we like to call the Bible Bistro. And we're back at it this week. Last week we were off. This week we're back here studying Psalm 78. We're going to study this week and next. Yesterday we looked at 17 through 23. Today we're going to look at 24 through 30. And we're going to see more works of the Lord. So we saw some back up in verses 12 through 16. We're going to get another dose here in 24 through 30. But before we do, let me just make an announcement to everybody who's listening. I've just published a new book. It's called Christianity to the Life. Actually, I'm not the author. I'm the editor. The author is Cotton Mather. The editor is me, David Smith. And I hope you'll go out to Kindle or to the Amazon store where you'll find Kindle products. It's a Kindle book. It's also a paperback book. So whether you like it on your Kindle or whether you like to hold the book in your hand, that's there for you. And Christianity to the Life is the name of the book. It's by Cotton Mather, and it's edited by me. So I hope you'll go out and get a copy. And it'd be a great way to start off 2019 because Cotton Mather's book, which I've just transcribed, it's in an Old English form, the original. I've taken it, transcribed it into a little bit more modern English, although I tried to stay real close to his syntax and some of the difficult words that he uses because I didn't want to do damage to the text. It's a good book, and it talks about imitating Christ, being an imitator and a meditator on the image of Christ. What does it look like for a man to imitate Christ? Cotton Mather takes that subject up and does a masterful job with it. So I hope you'll go out and get a copy of Christianity to the Life. That'll be in your Kindle store. It's on Amazon, and I hope you go out and find a copy. If you do, leave me a review on Amazon. I'd appreciate it. We're going to begin here in verse 24 and work our way down through 30. And had rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them of the corn of heaven. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. He caused an east wind to blow in the heaven, and by his power he brought in the south wind. He rained flesh also upon them as dust, and feathered fowls like as the sand of the sea. And he let it fall in the midst of their camp, round about their habitations. So they did eat and were filled. For he gave them their own desire. They were not estranged from their lust, but while their meat was yet in their mouths. And then I'm going to break off right there, and we'll find out what happened while the meat was yet in their mouths. Sort of a cliffhanger right there. We'll find that out tomorrow. I don't want to spoil that for you, but I'm sure you probably know the story. This is the story of the quail that he gave, but you'll also notice it's also the story of manna. Look there in verses 24 and 25. Man did eat angels' food. So he rained manna down upon them, and man did eat angels' food. He sent it to them to the full. So even though they complained and asked this stupid question, can I use the word stupid here? Because this is what it is, a stupid question. Can God furnish a table in the wilderness? Really? You're going to ask that question. And even though they saw God rain down manna upon them and give them all they could stand to eat, yet they eat and were filled, and that did not satisfy them at all, spiritually speaking. They were still hungry for something they didn't know what. And it didn't solve their unbelief. It didn't soothe their heart. Even though God did this marvelous miracle, and we might say to ourselves, well, if we saw that kind of miracle, surely we would believe. Apparently, that's not the case. Apparently, manna from heaven and quail so deep that you can't walk around in them is not enough for these people to believe. And ladies and gentlemen, that just goes to show you how hard the human heart is. They were estranged. They were not estranged. Verse 30. They were not estranged from their lust. It did not break their lust. But while the meat was yet in their mouths, and we'll see tomorrow what happens. So I hope you'll join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Hey there, friends. Just wanted to remind you to go out and get yourself a copy of my new book, Christianity to the Life, by Cotton Mather, edited by me, David Smith. You can find it at Amazon. It's a paperback. It's also in Kindle form, so you can get it for your Kindle or you can get it for your library at home, however you'd like to have it. If you do, I really would appreciate if you would write a review after reading it. Let me know what you think. And it's a really good book. It'll encourage your Christian walk with the Lord. So go out and get Christianity to the Life today on Amazon. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.